snow was falling heavily that night, blanketing the world in silence. I had always thought of snow as something pure, something peaceful. But that night, I learned that snow carries death with it. The village was asleep, fires dying out inside the wooden huts, and I was the only one awake. I don't know why I woke up, but I heard it, the sound of footsteps outside. Soft, slow, crunching against the snow. At first, I thought it was just a villager heading home late, but something in the sound felt wrong. Too heavy, too deliberate. My curiosity pulled me to the window, and that's when I saw him. A figure, tall and pale, standing still in the middle of the blizzard. His skin looked almost made of ice, his armor frozen over with frost. But what froze my heart were his eyes, two glowing, blue lights cutting through the night, staring directly at me. The air around him seemed colder, sharper. I pressed my hand against the window, and it felt like the glass would crack from the sudden frost. I wanted to look away, but I couldn't. Then, slowly, he raised his hand. At first, nothing happened. Then the ground beneath him shifted. Snow moved, cracked, and from underneath it, I saw a hand rise. A blackened, stiff human hand. The earth opened, and a corpse climbed out, its face half frozen, its eyes lifeless. It stood beside him like a puppet, waiting for command. I stumbled back from the window, my chest tightening with fear. But before I could gather my thoughts, more sounds came from the distance, from the graveyard at the edge of the village. The sound of wood breaking, the sound of the earth tearing open, and then the screaming. It wasn't just one scream, it was dozens. People crying out in pain, in terror. I rushed to the door and pushed it shut, bolting it with trembling hands. My breath fogged in front of me, even inside the house. The temperature was dropping fast. Outside, the footsteps grew louder, more of them. Dozens, maybe hundreds. And then silence. I stood frozen, holding my breath, until I heard something else. Not footsteps, a whisper. It slid through the cracks of the door like smoke. I couldn't understand the words, but it felt ancient, cold, commanding. My skin crawled. I backed away slowly, praying they would leave. I turned to wake my family. My mother, my father, my little sister, still asleep in the corner of the room. I shook my sister first. "Wake up, we have to go." She didn't move. I shook harder, panic clawing at me. Then her eyes opened. They glowed the same blue. I gasped and stumbled back. My father sat up next. His eyes blue. My mother blue. One by one, they rose, their faces blank, their movements stiff, like the corpses I had seen outside. I ran to the corner, pressing myself against the wall. My family stepped toward me slowly, in unison, their breaths like icy fog in the dim light. Outside, the whispers grew louder, stronger, as if whoever stood in the snow was commanding them. My sister's voice broke through the silence, but it wasn't her voice anymore. It was deeper, colder, echoing. "You are the last." And then they smiled. The fire in the room flickered and died, leaving only the pale blue glow of their eyes to light the darkness. And in that moment, I understood. Snow wasn't silent. Snow wasn't pure. Snow was the sound of death arriving, and once it touched you, there was no escape.